Good evening, viewers of Voice of Canada. We bring a brand new episode of this week. We have a wonderful guest speaker today, our one and only charming Olivia Torun, a well-known name all over Ontario, or rather Canada.
Thank you.
Professionally, she's a real estate broker.
Yes.
Plus, socially, she's so well-known that I have got the list will be too long if I start introducing her involvement in which activity she's there. She's a great friend of our current mayor also.
Yes.
At the same time, and our former mayor, Hazel, who is celebrating her 101 birthday. In our program, we would like to wish her all the best, and God may give her a very, very long life. My co-host is Simona Cutone. As usual, she is my regular co-host, and we will be soon talking with Olivia Torun all about herself. So, Olivia, inform our viewers of Voice of Canada that introduce yourself rather initially.
Sure. My name is Olivia Torun, and I've been a real estate broker now for almost 16 years. I started at a very young age of 19. I was the youngest realtor in Ontario at that particular time. And I really believe I started from the bottom. I started from leasing out basement apartments to renting out condos, and then slowly building my way up to semi-detached, detached, and then luxury properties. So now I run a team of real estate agents. I love to teach them. I love to be part of every transaction and help them negotiate. That's my strong suit, of course. I'm a single mother of 3 wonderful children. My children are now 11, 12, and 18. And we have a beautiful life, and I'm happy. I love what I do. Philanthropist at heart. And,
wow, definitely.
Yeah, and I enjoy my life and the people and my friends and everything around me.
Wow.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Welcome to our show, Ms. Olivia. As we all know, you're the GTA's one of the successful realtor, and though you have a brokerage. What is the secret of your success?
I think it's really caring about the client. I think it's extremely important to be part of that whole situation as opposed to being transactional. It's more about being part of their process, enjoying their success, being part of every moment, and being extremely organized and making sure your schedule is perfect, and just
and a good after-sales service.
Oh my goodness, after sales, before service, everything in between, but really just getting out there and doing a great job and enjoying the process and making sure it's all about the client first, not about yourself.
Definitely. See, that is the main key to success.
It really is.
Yeah.
Olivia, I would rather mention that God has really given you a very kind heart. Some few months back, I put forward a request to you, and you immediately did it, which was not happening. The person was running from pillar to post to book a place in that famous builder's project, but nobody was even talking to him. But when I referred to you, and you were so kind enough, in 1 day's time, you got a book, and I was surprised, shocked. And from that day, believe me, the love and the respect in my heart doubled.
Thank you.
And I profusely thank you in my TV talk show also today for your kindness. And I owe you a treat, which is pending due to COVID.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure to help.
Go ahead.
As you said that you take care of your clients and you have to take care of your customers. They're always your number one priority. What are the basic ingredients would you say the other brokers should have for them to succeed like you?
And what is a special in your brokerage?
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I always tell my team members that you should answer the question to the client before the client even thinks it.
Yeah.
Because this process is so difficult, especially in an aggressive market, when you don't know what's the house really worth. But before the client asks you so many questions, if you're prepared and answer those, then you're really doing your job. It's
Well,
just like going into a lawyer meeting. You need to be prepared
Yeah.
and take our job extremely seriously.
Yes.
So I think it's a really big key, and being very knowledgeable and giving the right advice for the market that we're in. And it could change in a matter of 48 hours.
Yeah.
You've got to be on top of it.
Yeah, and these days it's like everyone, they want to be the realtor because they see the money side of it. But then in order to stick to your principles and you have to deliver what you're getting paid for is important too.
Absolutely.
And competition is crazy.
It is, but to this day, 10% of realtors still control the rest of the entire market.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
That's good because
Yeah.
they have a reputation.
They do.
And some, they are seasonals and part-timers also.
Exactly.
In this business I've seen, they were not successful. They go part-time
Yes.
or they start working with some joint team and all that stuff. And
Exactly.
it doesn't serve the purpose of a client.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to run it like a really
Real
professional
professional
business.
manner and in a straight for whatever the book says, you follow the book.
Oh, honesty
Yes.
is key.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Being a well-known realtor over here in Canada, tell our viewers how many mansions and big places means rich, costly properties you have sold. We are really interested to know that because you're
my
well
goodness.
known to sell the properties. You yourself is an ex-resident of Dalton also in Mississauga.
Yes, that's right.
And I admire that place a lot. And I was so happy that I'm having a Dalton resident in my show.
Thank you. I actually just custom built my own house in Oakville as well. I just moved in 2 months ago, so
Beautiful.
even better.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Mansions, oh my goodness. So my team and I sell anywhere between 70 to 100 homes every single year.
Wow.
And I would
Congrats,
say,
God may
thank
give
you
you
so
more.
much.
I would
Thank
touch the wood.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely at least half of them are luxury properties. And then anything kind of 5 million and up is a good 10% of the properties that we do
True.
sell.
Oh my God.
And then of course, if you look at different cities, I mean, like King City as an example,
King is
we
gone.
haven't sold anything
It's coming
under
out
5
very
million.
well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
King
Yeah.
has got those mansions and places, the new housing. I go crazy
They do. Absolutely.
with the swimming pools and the luxury.
Oh,
you know, they are even beaten Vaughan also now.
Oh yeah.
You know,
oh,
I've
yeah.
been to 2-3 places, real good mansions of my friends, and when I see that place, well built and so articulate in
Yeah.
every
It is.
aspect. Plus, the King City has got its own beauty.
Yeah.
It does. It does. I definitely find new developments or custom homes very interesting. I love the intricacies. I love the details of the work, the mechanisms of the home, all those little tiny details. And you can tell if a home is built well or not well. I thrive on that. And to find land for developers,
Yeah.
that's a specialty. And that's off market. And that's always, I don't know, it's interesting for me.
And
Wow.
still, the outlook of King is entirely different. When we enter King City, we feel something different. The air is different.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
You know?
The square footage in these homes
Believe
too.
me.
There's a lot of air.
And even they have got such selective exhibit restaurants too.
Yeah,
You know, I've been to some of them, and my God, the lifestyle is different.
it is.
I would say I'm in real Canada. Go ahead.
Miss Olivia, as you said that you sell 75 to 100 per year, but is it like you have like the other businesses ups and downs, like the months where you really sell a
Low and
lot?
high is what she means.
Yes.
So usually they say in general, December is the slowest month and August is the second slowest month of the year for real estate. August because people are away before kids go back to school, and December because of Christmas.
Yeah.
We haven't seen those kind of lows in 2-3 years. But in general, the way that I teach my realtors is between basically November until February 15th, don't count on a paycheck, save up for it properly.
Yeah.
In today's day, it's not happening so much anymore. But of course, as an example, I've been on 21 listing appointments in February. In January, I had 15, but I sold 10 houses in January, and so far I'm
Wow.
at 6
Wow.
in February. So it depends on the market.
It's due to winter,
In general,
or maybe the demand is high, but the supply is less these days.
very much so. Absolutely. Now that will change, but yes, in today's market, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because what we see, the prices have really gone skyrocketed
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
Even in a city like Mississauga,
Oh,
the
yes.
detached home is not less than 1.4, 1.6
That's right.
Yes.
now.
That's right.
Only few months ago, we could get even fetch at 1.2.
Correct. Yeah.
And now
And we
the
cannot.
semis are at 1 million.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult for a lot of people.
What must be the rates in city of Markham?
Oh, I mean, everything is 1.5 up. There's no average lower than 1.2, 1.3 for a home anymore,
Yeah.
anywhere. I mean, like you said, even semis, but even townhomes.
Townhomes also.
Even
It's
there.
unbelievable
Yeah.
what's
Unbelievably
happening.
high.
Yeah.
So it has really become very difficult for a first-time home buyer to buy a house or to mortgage a house at the same time and pay such a huge mortgage with big amount.
And I find it difficult too because in today's day, there's more single people than there were, let's say, 20 years
True.
ago. So how are they supposed to afford these homes on their own? Even condos. It's very
Condos are
difficult.
over 800,000.
Absolutely.
800,000.
Absolutely.
What I am seeing, I was seeing your list and some other list also before coming to the interview.
Yeah.
My God, the 2-bedroom condo has gone to 8, touched 800,000
Oh, if not more.
or more. And those are the normal buildings or condos,
That's right.
not very luxurious or very.
No.
How time has flown.
That's
It
why
really
they say
has.
it's really hard for the first-time home buyers to even afford a home these days.
Even second-time home buyers that are happy with what they've made on their current home and
Yeah.
their investment, but if they're selling high and they're buying high, they're not out of their situation.
Yeah.
That's the part that worries me a little bit because banks have been a little bit more freeing with how much money they're giving to certain people, and I
Yeah.
think the people that will be most affected is that generation that is that first or second-time home buyer.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But they have put some restrictions, and that is good,
They
you
have.
know.
Yes, it is
because
good.
we don't want to have the same disaster like USA had a couple of years ago. Okay, people had to practically return the keys and the houses.
That's right.
They couldn't afford where to get the money, where to pay the whatever was back to pay for payments.
That's right.
So they left their houses
Yeah.
with the recession.
Yeah.
So it's good that our banks, financial institutions are strict.
Absolutely. We're living in a phenomenal country with rules and regulations that will help us in the long run.
And law and order is working
Yes,
in Canada.
I think so.
That is the main thing.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Miss Olivia, you mentioned that you started almost like 1.5 decades ago. Share with the viewers about the difficulties you faced in the beginning and how hard was it? Like, you didn't give up, you wanted to go, was it your passion? Or that's
It
what
was
kept you
definitely my
going?
passion,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be a lawyer at first, and it didn't work out. I ended up having too many children too soon.
Oh, wow.
But
But they are lovely kids.
Oh, they're so lovely. They're
I
amazing.
admire them.
They're lovely. You know what? As a young female in this business who didn't have any prior career, I worked with my father for a while, but really I was in school before that.
Yeah.
It was very difficult. People didn't want to take me seriously.
Yeah.
I would try to act older. I dyed my hair brown. I wore
Yeah.
glasses every day.
Yeah.
That still didn't work. I had to find my niche that worked for me at that particular time. And whether you're 50 starting this business or 20, there is a niche for each person.
What was your age when you started?
I was
real estate?
19.
Wow.
I was 19
Wow.
years old. And so don't forget, at 19, I've never purchased a home before.
Yeah.
I don't know what a mortgage is really like. I was renting a property.
Yeah.
I already had a baby.
Wow.
I was a teen single mom.
Wow,
And
wow,
so who's going
wow.
to take me seriously? It took a lot for me to figure out who is going to work with
Passion
me.
and devotion.
Yeah.
It was. I don't give up. I mean, I always say it doesn't matter how many times you fall, it's how many times you fall and get
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
And so I realized at that time, condos and single people living in condos were a great niche for me because they were just a little bit older than me. And the fact that I had a child, they understood that I was, mature.
Yeah.
And so they were willing to give me a chance when I proved myself and that I
Yourself.
was knowledgeable.
Yes.
And if I
Slowly,
didn't know
steadily.
something, I would go and get that help.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then I believe like back in the days when you started, it's not even like these days I would say realtors are like a hype, right? Even they want to do it part-time. But back in the days, it wasn't like this, or was it? So
No.
what got you into real like selling homes and buying for others?
Due to your dad, he was in the real estate
No,
business.
so my father was in the diamond industry
Diamond
and
industry.
still
Oh, wow.
is in
Wow.
Florida.
Wow.
And so why I chose not to get into that is I hate waiting for people to come to me
Yeah.
to do business. And with him, he was busy Valentine's Day, Christmas, birthdays. But I wanted to make whatever I want to make even on a weekend.
Yeah.
And that to me, that meant I'd have to go chase it. And so I've always been good at that. And so I chose a career as close to law as possible.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love the details. I love
And
the
you are your
contracts.
own boss.
I am. I'm my own boss. I can make whatever I want. I get to choose that, which
Yeah.
is great. But for the people that try to just get into this industry, it's not about that. I mean, if
It's
you
not
run
that
it,
easy.
it is not.
No.
If you run it like a business and you're dedicated, people always say, oh, well, you get to travel so much. No. I work so hard for so long.
Yeah.
But I also choose to make my time in my schedule for my children, family, travel, right?
Yeah.
But that was my niche, just really going after it. And, you know, you fail a bunch of times until you figure it out.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Olivia, did you train your associates from the grassroots level?
I did.
Or they were involved with the real estate business?
They were not. And so I have a passion for teaching people that are brand new to the industry. The only part that I've realized over the years is, of course, it takes me a lot longer. And what I can teach them in 6 months is what I've learned in 6 years. And so I really enjoy, and this is why, you know, I enjoy being a mom and teaching, right? But at the same time, it does make it easier if they have a little bit of knowledge so that they understand that it is really a difficult industry.
I read their bios and all that. You have got a wonderful team.
I do. They're lovely. They're so passionate. I fire anyone that becomes a transactional person.
Definitely.
Anyone that just looks paycheck to paycheck.
You have to be strict.
No.
You have to be very strict and follow the rules of the firm.
Oh, yes.
Very strictly.
Yeah.
Then only your success remains. And see, you're such a successful real estate broker that you sell about 100 properties which people cannot think of.
Yeah.
I know.
There are so many thousands of brokers. They must be, please don't even give the figure.
Yeah.
Here you have given us the figure, say I sell sufficiently good quantity of houses.
And if I can do
You're like
it.
our own, so no problem. But when you can do it, but still, people are not good.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's what I always say, because like you said, you started from nothing, and like, you know, your experience teaches everything. That's what we always say, like, if I can do it, anyone else can do it.
Absolutely.
And that's what I always refer to as well. Like, we run the business and
Olivia will be taking a short break and we'll soon return after the break.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show, Voice of Canada, after a short break. We are here with our guest, Olivia Torun. Miss Olivia, so we talked about your professional life. Let's back to your bio says that you are a Canadian with a Polish background.
Yes.
Were you born here in Canada, or your parents moved here and then you were born back home?
I was born in Poland. And actually Torun, my last name, is a city in Poland, which is interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Information, great information for us.
And so I moved here when I was 5. I didn't speak any English, of course, and it was difficult for my family, but they wanted to give their children a better life, just as many immigrants. And you know, I think they did the right thing, but of course it was very difficult. And you studied
here in Canada.
I
you
did
the schooling and everything. And
I did.
Your university and everything you did here.
Yes, but I can speak, read, write in Polish as well, which is great.
Wow. Means
So did you take the lessons here, or?
I did. I continued Polish school, and then that got me a little bit of an opening to some Russian, a little bit of Czech, and so I was able to understand all that as well.
Oh, that's good.
Lots of Polish cultural activities are taking place, and I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Believe
That's
me.
great.
Olivia, just tell our viewers, if any of the beginners who wants to enter a real estate business or life, what they should keep in mind and how firm and strong they should be. Acquiring a license is not a big criteria.
No.
People will study, mug, and obtain a license. But to maintain a license is the biggest challenge.
It is. So I always
And
tell,
be successful.
Oh, yes.
So give some tips how they should do, or if they are not capable of doing those things, they should not enter this line.
Of course. So there is a lot of contractual type of paperwork in our business, and that's what school teaches you. But as soon as you get your license, I always tell the agents, forget everything you learned in school, because we have systems for all of that. What you need to learn is people's personalities.
Yes.
So I can walk into a door within 5-10 seconds. I know if they're green, orange, gold, or blue.
True.
And so that's my way of knowing exactly
Judging.
how to speak to them, because you'll speak to a different personality a different way. And so I'm a chameleon that way. You have to enjoy what you're doing. You do have to be detailed. You do have to care about the client first. And you do have to like more about the industry than just design or homes, because it's so much more than that. It really is a people business, and you have to understand that person and their needs and why they're moving, and really putting, their life are in your hands when it comes to smashing a record for their home, as an example. And how are you going to do that? And I always ask, potential clients, I always say, give me the opportunity of an interview. And why I say that is you interview lawyers, you interview politicians, or whatever the case may be. a realtor, there's so many of us, it's not just going to be given to you because you know someone.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, family and friends won't go with you.
Yeah.
So it's about, proving yourself
Good.
as a professional.
They have to trust you.
They do.
Yes.
Trust. They have to like you.
Yes.
You have to learn how to speak to the female and the male in that home. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
it's
crossed
key.
that stage.
I am.
Now people just love and love you. Am I
I
right?
hope so.
So talking about how to get in, and then the next step is how to get the clients.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about your brokerage. How do you get the clients? Is it
What do you
strictly
do?
via
The new
referral?
clients, word of mouth, reference,
Yeah.
advertisements, or
yeah,
whatever.
so a little
What
bit
you
of
do?
everything for me. I mean, a lot of it is social media, advertising, marketing, sending out to homes, letters, radio shows that I'm on. Most of it is referral and sphere of
Referrals,
influence.
yeah, that is the
Absolutely.
biggest-
That's
biggest
my
return.
biggest,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then, I speak to 10 people minimum a day, and I always ask them at the end of the day if they know of anyone that they're thinking that would be a
Definitely to
great
ask you.
fit for us. Absolutely. But I think for somebody new, it's important to, you have a million contacts in your phone. Get to it and figure out who do you think you'd easily have a conversation with. If you feel you'd have a conversation with them, get their name, phone number, email, start
And keep
a
in contact.
database.
Yeah.
Start a database, keep in contact.
Yeah.
And they might be willing to give you a chance or know someone that's willing to give you a chance,
Meet
right?
and greet
Yeah.
them.
Oh,
during
yes,
festivals, events.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When we're allowed again.
We have got lots of venues. And
Yes.
for a smart lady like you, it's not difficult.
No, it's fun.
You are successful, it's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
Huh?
I always say, don't leave a business card, leave an impression instead.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so
Very
they
true.
remember you.
Themselves, yeah.
Very true. Go ahead.
Also, that brings me to another question. When the newcomers come in, they have their license, and the next step is which brokerage to go with. That's really
That
important.
is
as
also
well.
very important
Very
nowadays.
important.
A very reputable,
Because,
and you represent a very, very reputable. People have blind faith in Remax.
They do. They do have blind faith. I mean, the stats say everything that they need, whether they're customers, clients, or realtors.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to interview brokerages and see where you fit.
Yeah.
And take a look at their reputation
Yeah.
and their Google reviews and how many homes do they sell. Because, of course, everyone could say, I'm number one, I'm number one.
Yeah.
But what are the actual statistics? And is it a big company? Is it a small company? Is there training? Training is extremely important for the first 2
Continuous
years.
training and
Oh, yes.
What kind of training?
Oh, training, anything to do with a client and the actual transaction. I mean, in this business, there is so many little cracks. If you make a mistake, you are in a major lawsuit.
major
Yeah.
And it's
lawsuit.
extremely important that it's not, you don't think about your paycheck before you do anything. It's making sure everything is
in order.
is in order and lawfully correct.
Yes, absolutely.
So all your associates and you provide all services of buying a house from mortgage to inspection and everything A to Z, you all do?
A to Z, absolutely.
You have got your special team and people to work with?
I do. We have everyone from back-end marketing, front-end marketing,
Wow.
our newsletters, our email blasts, people for just lock boxes or just signage. And then we've got the people that will go on listing appointments with me and let me train them, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm part of almost every negotiation because I'm really good at
Definitely.
it.
You're the leader
You
of
have
the
I
team.
am. And I love for them to learn from me. And it's funny when I see them nervous and they say to me, they're like, you know what, you're a shark. Like, how did you just do that?
Yeah.
You know, and I love to see that. I love
You're
to be
encouraging also.
I am.
I've always seen how much teamwork you do and how much you encourage and put them before you also.
I do. I will never say that they work for me. They work
Yes.
with me. They
With
are my
me,
partners.
team, my
I
partners,
always say
yeah.
that. Always.
That's why I always read because how this woman organizes well, so
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that even they have a pleasure to work with you.
They do. I want them to be happy. I want us to have fun. I want us to enjoy and desire to go into the office and work.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they become your little part of like a family. too.
Oh, it's our real estate family for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell our viewers, Olivia, something about your family. You said you got 3 children.
I do.
And I've seen the pictures and all. Your daughter looks just carbon copy of you.
She
Your
does.
sister looks like a twin sister. At times I get really, I wonder okay, which is my friend Olivia. So it's hard.
It is, yeah. Oh, it's definitely
And so
hard.
much love you all spread. And even I've seen your mom.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a great
She's also
relationship
such
with
a
my mom.
loving mom also.
She is.
So you have kept so well balanced.
Yes.
So how do you
absolutely.
manage such a active life, social life, domestic life, single mom?
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us something more about it. How your day passes.
I wake up very early and hit the gym or the basement to start working out,
Yeah.
so that you can keep fit and lose the COVID weight.
Yeah.
My children are my air. I
Definitely.
couldn't breathe without them. My daughter's going to university and moving out. Like, that's
Wow.
crazy. She's going to start this September.
Now she's joining the university.
Yeah, so she's just
I thought that
deciding.
she's maximum in high school.
She's just finishing high school,
Oh,
which is,
so congrats.
she's
Wow.
moving out, which
Congrats,
is crazy.
congrats.
Good.
A very smart girl, which is amazing. And then Vienna, my middle daughter, is 12 and my son is 11. So I make sure I'm home every evening and weekend. I try not to work those times unless it's an offer or a listing. All the computer work, all the legal work, everything is done during the day, just so I can organize my time and be home every day for dinner.
That's a very
That's
good
it's
sign. That's
extremely
our
important to
real,
me.
what our elders used to do. Okay, whatever happens, we must all meet on the table for dinner.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
say the grace together.
Yeah.
And thank God and
Yeah, we
have our meal.
we talk about our highlight of the day, and I tell them to tell me what's beautiful about them, just so I help them grow their self-esteem and confidence. So it's extremely important.
Yeah.
And so I spend a lot of time at home. Of course, I do have a nanny that helps me. I honestly couldn't have done it without her. So she's a fantastic help. I have assistants at work. And I believe in, utilizing, whether it's your family or friends or, whether it's your community, different things, having them involved in your family just to have that extra help when it comes to raising children or whatever the case may be. But, I feel like a mother and a father, and, I do everything for them. But I definitely make sure that when I don't have them, let's say every second weekend, that is my chance to either go away or work or spend extra time for myself. So it's a big balance, and actually scheduling family time, my time, right in my calendar, so my team knows that I'm busy.
Yes.
And it's like an appointment. I'm busy with my family.
Yeah. And you have to separate that personal and professional.
Olivia,
Absolutely.
tell our viewers some incident or something about the high-powered clients you deal, mostly in Big Apple, New York, and other countries as well. You have sold properties to some
I have.
very well-known clients and investors.
Yes, I have.
So what care you take to take care of them and to materialize the deal?
It's
your
so
charm,
funny.
your experience, your beauty, or
Never the beauty, to be honest with you. And I'll tell you why. As a good-looking woman in this business, it is difficult. It's more difficult than a good-looking man.
Yes.
So for me, what I've learned probably in my first year of business is that it's about the wife. It's about the woman in the relationship, even if
definitely.
it's just a girlfriend.
True.
And it doesn't matter to me whether she has a financial say or she doesn't. I speak to the woman.
Yes.
If the woman likes me and trusts me and knows that I will be professional in every aspect of the transaction,
Yeah.
then more than likely the man will be okay to go with me.
Yes.
Definitely.
And so that's the most important thing. So yes, professionalism, knowledge. So in New York, people, they don't want to see the Barbie doll. They don't want to see someone who's
definitely.
materialistic.
Yeah.
They are very, very realistic.
They actually want to see the humble, less makeup, who's smart, who's intelligent, who has access to properties, because there's no MLS system in New York.
Yeah.
Who has access to properties and who knows who? It's all about that. So it's really important that you are even sociable and willing to talk to people at certain venues or restaurants where you can get contacts. But I think the best one, and I'm not shy and I'm never starstruck,
That's good.
but when Leonardo DiCaprio walked in the room,
Wow.
You dealt with him also?
my team handled it. My team in New York handled
so
most
lucky
of it.
you are.
Wow.
But he's my one and only, dream. So
Wow.
I couldn't speak. It was funny. It was really, really
So he
funny.
didn't ask you for a dinner date?
Oh, I would have.
seeing you-
I think I would have married him.
Oh, so sweet. I pray to God he may fulfill your wish.
But yeah, definitely. It's all about statistics. We ended up selling Bezos a property in New York as well,
Wow.
which was one of the biggest. It was in the news and everything. So
Yeah.
he purchased a condo for $80 million. That was one from us. And then the other one he tore down so that he can rebuild it all and make it his own. So we can never speak about the clients during any type of transaction, but after, if there's if we're allowed, then it's nice to expose that information. Otherwise, there's a non-disclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Olivia, tell our viewers which major cities you do the transaction in real estate in GTHA.
Oh, so in the GTA, definitely Oakville, Mississauga, Burlington, Etobicoke, Toronto, King City, all of this GTA. But during COVID, I definitely have gone the extra mile to drive out to Orangeville, Guelph, wherever, Niagara. And the reason for that, I mean, Ajax, Pickering, because the property values have gone up so much that the people that wanted to purchase in Mississauga, Oakville, if they couldn't, we did expand. So even if we had to drive an hour, hour and a half, even to, like, I've got a property in Wasaga Beach right now, but that client also owns 6 other properties. So I will go where my VIP clients need me to go.
Definitely.
I just sold a property in Calgary. I have to fly to New York in a couple of weeks. So definitely.
You deal Alberta also.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, wherever my VIP clients have to go or buy investment properties, and I have a lot of referral networks where I can work with my partners.
Even Vancouver also?
Vancouver, absolutely. My sister lives in Vancouver. My other sister lives in California.
How many sisters are there?
I have two sisters.
That's good. One is here?
No.
Acha, she comes on the special occasions.
That's right.
Okay. That's really glad to know. I've come to know so many facts about you now. Go ahead.
Vancouver pricing are crazy too.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Everywhere the prices are absolutely, it's mind-blowing.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah. So talking about within Canada, you have been everywhere and New York.
Yes.
Have you been to other countries as well, or
dealt with Middle Eastern clients?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I was in Dubai at the very beginning of COVID. It was kind of
I took the name of
interesting.
Dubai.
Absolutely.
Because I know you touched Dubai also.
Absolutely. I mean, I love working with different cultures.
Yes.
I mean, I love to learn about them. I love to see how they work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of projects over there that are amazing, but they also want to invest in Canada and the States.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to have those meetings. And today with Zoom and all these FaceTimes, it's a lot easier to sell properties.
Yeah.
There's a project in Turkey right now that I'm going to be advertising as well. And the
which part of Turkey?
Is Istanbul, which I love Istanbul.
Part
And
of Europe.
and Cappadocia is my favorite in Turkey.
Lovely.
Oh my goodness. So there's a project, and it's called Torun Center.
Torun Center. Wow.
And Torun is, what it means in Turkish is grandchild. So it's kind of interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really.
Does it mean anything in Russia or?
No. Polish is just a city. It's a city in Poland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely, I love to get different clients from different parts of the world. I mean, I've definitely sold in Europe, most of the States, some of South America, and of course, Canada.
Wow.
You will be
all over the
definitely leaving a long legacy.
That's my goal.
That's what I feel.
I really want to. Absolutely.
In the later years, do you plan to write your biography?
Yes.
Of your experience from 19 years?
Yes.
And then how you made to success?
Absolutely. I think there's so many details where it could help a lot of people to understand how difficult it actually is to become a successful person. You don't wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm going to be successful.
Yeah.
And it's even when you make a goal, what do you do about that goal? So I would love to write one, and I'm definitely planning on it.
You must.
Our production is showing me signals that our other interview is also waiting. We would really like to talk. So many questions are still there for us to ask you.
Yes.
Sure.
And we assure you that soon I'll be calling you for Olivia Torun Part 2.
Anytime.
A couple of months.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are such an interesting speaker that I'm very sure that our viewers would definitely enjoy, love seeing you, hearing you, your experiences in our show of Voice of Canada. So stay well, stay blessed, and God bless you, and keep in touch.
Absolutely.
You are a wonderful human being. That is number one criteria.
Thank you.
And I've got highest respect, regard for you. So always think the doors of our TV show is always open for you. Anytime you want to come over, just pick up a phone and let us know, and we will try to accommodate you.
It would be my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
So keep in touch, and we will be coming back next week with a very interesting new speaker. We would be saying goodbye to Olivia Torun and wish her all the very best in her future endeavors, plus her current endeavors, and hope she goes long way And before we end, I would just like to ask her, does she have any plans to enter politics? Because in Canada, it's a trend that most of the real estate successful brokers have entered politics.
It's funny.
That's the last quick answer.
It's funny because Bonnie Crombie, the city of Mississauga's mayor, a very dear friend of mine.
True,
People
I said
have always said that we look similar. So
Yes.
I'm always interested in politics. I think it's amazing. I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 5, 10, 15 years, but for now, Bonnie's the best.
Slowly and steadily join. You can, Bonnie is managing the city. She is in the third tier of our government. Rather, with your experience and with your caliber, I would say go for a province or the federal politics.
Yes.
Thank you very
You
much.
will be really successful managing your business as well as the politics too.
Thank you.
So we'll be taking leave with our today's shows. We'll be saying goodbye, adios, and God bless Canada.